My name's Laura Moquett. I've been involved with Whitmore 7 years.
Well, that was almost a murder.
Whitmore has made a name for himself by being a severely challenging horse when he was a 2-year-old all the way up through the end of his career as an 8-year-old. He is probably the hardest horse I've ever been around, either on the ground or on him. Even though Whitmore was such a bad boy on the racetrack in the mornings, he kind of used that quality to demolish his opponents on the racetrack and ended up making $4.5 million, being an Eclipse Sprint Champion and winning the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Actually getting him to the races was really difficult. The people around him coined a term called getting to our wit's end, because he will push you past the point to where you don't think you can take another second of it. It's almost charming that he's so bad. It's funny. He gets kind of a bad boy reputation, but who doesn't like a bad boy? So I finally got to start Whitmore back for his new career in the round pen. We've had only 4 goes of it. The first one didn't quite go very well. I was attempting to film it and he kept trying to dive bomb me. I know he was excited, but like, try not to kill me while you're playing. It was pretty classic. Day 2, we just did some same normal round pen work that we'd done without all of the dive bombing. We just kind of went straight into work, and he picked up every single thing that we did the day previous. And then the next day I tacked him up and rode him. He was totally fine with it. He didn't get pumped up or buck or do any kind of exciting things that you'd think would happen. He just walked right off. Asked him to turn, asked him to halt, asked him to back up, asked him to move off my leg. He totally did all of it. But then I thought, why not go outside the round pen and see what happens? I thought, maybe we should walk through the water on the first day, because, why not? These are all really bad decisions, by the way. I don't want anyone to think that you should jump on a racehorse that you just got off the track and go trail ride through water. So we get to where the water is, and I ask him to walk through it. He looks at it, kind of snorts at it, eases closer to it, walks right through it. And I'm like, what? And I could have just walked home then. But I can't do that. I have to do it more than one time to make sure it wasn't an accident. We're turning away from home, right? Which is 1,000 times harder. Could have just won the day and walked home, but I didn't. I turned him around. Now I'm making it 10 times harder. And he basically tells me, no, not doing it. If he had a middle finger for each hoof, he gave me 4 middle fingers. So I had 4 reins in my left hand and a phone in my right, and he starts bucking as hard as he can. I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't be filming this because I am going to fall off. And but I didn't, and he gave up. He finally walked through the water. So I feel like we got 100 times more accomplished in the first ride than I ever would have asked any other horse to do. He totally moves off my leg. He understands turning, halting, backing up, moving forward. Doesn't mean he necessarily will do it when I ask. Yeah, so what Whitmore's fans can expect in the very near future is Whitmore Day, March 18th, 19th, and Oaklawn's hosting it here. He'll be in town and available for autographs. Oaklawn Park has renamed the Hot Spring Stakes, which Whitmore won 4 times as a racehorse, and they renamed it the Whitmore Stakes. And our first big goal is to have him lead the post-parade out for his inaugural race that day. If all goes well and he can maintain his composure, we'll be able to go down in the winner's circle at Oaklawn Park, and his fans could come and get pretty close to him at that point. It would be really fun. My hopes and expectations for the future are, they're high. Of course, I think he can do anything. It's going to probably take a long, long time to get him to the point where I ever want to, be in a show ring or anything like that. I'm super okay with just hanging out with him whenever I can and teaching him weird tricks in the round pen.